Hello everyone and welcome back. Did you expect Nightreign to be the next big thing? I sure didn't, and the announcement at the Game Awards kinda took me by surprise. In today's video we're going to dive deep into the lore of this mysterious new game, and what the trailer might reveal. What's the Nameless King doing in the lands between? Could we be in a Marvel-style parallel universe twist? According to the Nightreign's website, this journey takes place in Limveld, a universe running parallel to the events of Elden Ring. Let's unpack what that means. Let's start with some context. In an interview with IGN, Nightreign's director, Junya Ishizaki, he shed some light on the connection between Nightreign and Elden Ring. When IGN asked, does the lore of Nightreign tie into the stories of Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, or a possible Elden Ring 2, or is it completely standalone? Junya Ishizaki replied, "We like fans to think of Nightreign as an Elden Ring spin-off, first and foremost. The story is completely separate and parallel to the world of Elden Ring. If you had to tie it in some way, we had the events of the Shattering in the original game. After the Shattering, this is a completely separate branch of Elden Ring story. So it seems like the Shattering is the pivotal event that separates the worlds. Fitting, consider how trees play such a symbolic role in Elden Ring. The fracture of the Elden Ring could have caused a rift in both time and space. After all, we've seen past Elden Lords living beyond times in the realm they controlled, as they were allowed to slumber. And what are Elden Lords if not those chosen to wield the power of the Elden Ring? The trailer has teased a lot, and we spotted some familiar faces like the Demon Centipede from Dark Souls 1, Duke's dear Freya shown in some pictures from Dark Souls 2, and the Nameless King from Dark Souls 3. Even the voice guiding us seems to belong to a Firekeeper from Dark Souls 3, which is something that I absolutely love. There is a certain melancholy to the Ashen One and the Firekeeper in that game. They were both outcasts, tasked with saving a dying world with no choice in the matter. But here is a question. Why are these characters here? Were they pulled into the universe by some unnatural forces? Could the legend of the city crowned by sun be true? Could Limveld actually be Lordran? Not necessarily, at least not in the way we think. We already killed these bosses before, consuming their souls, turning them into weapons and miracles. So I don't believe the Nameless King in Nightreign is the same one we fought in Dark Souls 3 at Archdragon's Peak, and this narrative mix-up wouldn't fit. But here's the thing, there has to be an explanation, especially since the director confirmed something important in the same interview. IGN asked, has Miyazaki-san had any input in the game, or is he strictly offhand on this project? Junya Ishizaki replied, I initially took the idea to Miyazaki-san, who gave it the green light. He was little involved in the initial concept phase of the game, but after that he gave full reign to me. Given that Miyazaki is very protective of his work, I don't think he risks tainting his universe unless answers lie somewhere. Alright, let's get speculative. What if the stories of Dark Souls and Elden Ring aren't just parallel universe, but part of a shared cosmic narrative? We know that the Greater Will sent its influence across worlds, with the Erdtree as its manifestation. Could the Archtrees from Dark Souls be failed attempts at Erdtrees? Before the Age of Fire, the world was grey and lifeless. The Archdragons weren't truly alive. What if the Archtrees were early versions of the Erdtrees that failed because the Greater Will's influence hadn't reached that world yet? When the first flame appeared, it brought life, just as the Erdtree did. But we also have to consider that in the case of the planet of Elden Ring, the flame is opposed to life, as we have plenty of examples such as the flame of Mesmer, which opposed grace, the flame of the giants opposing the Erdtree, and the flame of frenzy opposing the Greater Will. Could these flames be part of the universal cycle of opposing forces? And here is actually my theory. What if the stories of Dark Souls take place on another planet? Not just a parallel universe, but just simply another planet. The Elden Beast suggests that the Greater Will's influence has spread across many worlds. If the Elden Ring and the Elden Beast are one and the same, could this be happening on other planets as well? As we also have to consider the arena where we fight the Elden Beast, we can see plenty of trees. Back to Nightreign, the Night Lord is likely the cause of the disturbance. As the Firekeeper character that urges us in the trailer, she states, "Bind together and claim the life of the Night Lord." Could this entity be the same one awaited by the Nox of the Eternal Cities? If the Elden Lord is tied to the Elden Ring, what might a lord under Ranni's Age of Stars be named? And yes, the Age of Ranni is called the Age of Stars, as we can see the achievements. Could it be that our character is the final boss? We know for sure that after Marika broke the Elden Ring, no lord rose to power until we did. This brings back memories from Dark Souls 3. We had the Lord of Cinder, a culmination of all the players who linked the flame throughout the ages. What if the Night Lord is the manifestation of all our past battles? Instead of being physical like the Lord of Cinder, it could represent memories of every battle fought across time, a strange convergence of characters and bosses that were never supposed to be in Limveld. Plus, I would like to add something else that I saw in the trailer, the Black Fog. The Black Fog that we can see in the trailer immediately reminded me of something we saw in Elden Ring. It's eerily similar to the fog that surrounded Rennala during our boss fight. This fog originated from the spell Ranni cast to protect her mother, and that could be a significant clue. If Ranni's magic is involved, we're probably looking at the bigger connection between her and the events of Nightreign. Alright, I'll take off my tinfoil hat now. All of this is based on especially Guts feeling, which I had during the trailer premiere, and it's primarily based on connecting dots that weren't really supposed to connect in any way in the first place. We'll actually get concrete answers once Nightreign is released, especially since the game will include a codex for the enemies, where all the stories will be finally revealed. And just to leave you with the last thought, what if the Greater Will is actually the painter from Dark Souls 3 and the lens between is their painting? Just kidding, just kidding. Anyways, see you on the next one. Ciao!
My thanks, Ashen One. With this will I paint a world. Please tell me thy name. I would name this painting after thee. My thanks. I will paint a world of that name. 'Twill be a cold, dark, and very gentle place. And one day, it will make someone a goodly home.